Second Chronicles 34. Josiah was 8 years old when he began to reign, young. And he reigned in Jerusalem 1 and 30 years, 31 years. And he did that which was right in the sight of the Lord. And not only that, walked in the ways of David his father with the heart for God. Now, God doesn't mention the sin of David, of Bathsheba and Uriah. It's the heart that David had. It's in Josiah. And it says, decline, that's the first time that word shows up, to step down, neither to the right hand nor to the left. So the statement is that Josiah walked that path, the right path. And he sinned, we all sin. But that'd be remarkable for God to make that statement. And there's a statement for Christians that will get probably the judgment seat of Christ, and probably not for all. And won't be probably to the left hand or the right hand, but probably, well done, thou good and faithful servant. Now that will be remarkable coming from God, Jesus Christ. That he will say, well done. That's what he's saying about Josiah here. Well done. For the 8th year of his reign, he'd be 16 years old. While he was yet young, he began to seek after the God of David his father. He went searching for God. He went looking for God. And in the 12th year of his reign, 20 years old, he began to purge. That's the first time that word shows up, purge. That means to clean. Take out the sin. Take out the wickedness. Take out the scum. I remember my dad and I, when we were young, we would make our own weights for fishing. And we'd melt lead, and we had to skim off the top, skim off, till we can get the purest lead form. That's what purging is. You get rid. They do it with gold. They do it with silver. You get all the impurities out. That's what he's doing. That's what purge means. In Judah and Jerusalem, from the high places, look how that keeps showing up. And we got high places all over the world today. Space agencies, high rises, these mountain climbers, they're all trying to get to the heavens, not trying to get to God, Genesis, and do it their own way, Genesis. And the groves, notice how they keep showing up. Groves is a plant of trees or bushes around an idol. And carved images. You take a block of wood, you take a block of stone, a block of metal, and you chisel. You make something with purpose. And molten images. That's what Aaron did with the calf. He took everyone's gold, he threw it in the fire, and his answer was, out came this moo. No. Because the Bible tells us you fashioned it like that. So the images and the carved images are a product of, this is what I wanted. It's not by accident. And they break down the altars of Balaam. Again, that's Baal plural. That's just little children. So he's cleaned the high places. He's gotten rid of the groves. He's carved the images and taken the molten images. He's destroyed them. And there's altars there to Balaam. And look what it says. They break down the altars of Balaam in his presence. Josiah would be that altar there at the corner of this street and that street. Yeah, you're going to destroy it. But wait till I'm there. Right now, we're destroying this one. And they go over there and they destroy it right in front. He is leaving no account as his grandfather Manasseh, that took him out of the city and were brought back by his son Almon. Josiah has learned somehow that you can't just put them in a storage area and leave them. Somebody's going to break into that storage area. Somebody's going to purchase that storage area, and they're going to take those gods out, and they're going to reuse them. Someone's going to go to the dump. Again, I remember my dad, when he was a little kid, we'd go to the dump, fill up the pickup truck, to go to the dump, and we come back with a double load of all the stuff we picked up in the dump. So Josiah is making sure, I want you to destroy that, and you're going to do it in front of my eyes. I'm going to witness that. And the images. You're going to destroy those images in my presence that were on high above. So all the high places, there were images. Sort of like if you go to a U.S. state and you see 4 big heads up on a rock. You wouldn't see that. Or going to Washington, D.C., you see a big man sitting in a chair. Or you see erected penis right there. Oh, no, I mean, Atlas, sorry. I didn't mean to say that. I mean, that's what they are. Sex worship. That's what a lot of these gods are. Where do you think little Baalams come from? They come from Baal, mating with Ashtoreth. It's all sex worship. And it's in the religions all around today. And we're on high above them. He cut down the groves. So give me that axe, give me that hoe, give me that shovel. And the carved images. So I would assume that those may be wood. And the molten images, that be metal. Man, he's having a field day. This is revival. You know why you're not going to see a revival in America today? The past great awakenings in America were when preachers got up and the bar rooms closed. The makers of alcohol tried to kill the preachers. The guy who owned a movie theater went out of business or struggled. Sin was put away. Alcohol was poured out. We had a period in this nation called the Prohibition. People put away the tobacco products. People got rid of the dancing. People did right. You're not going to have that revival today because you can't get Christians to do right. That's it. We're getting rid of everything that is not God. Now, we have a constitution that protects religion. Should we go destroy idols and all that? No. But the government should. The Old Testament is a picture of a government. The New Testament is the picture of the Christian, the individual. It's sorry that a government represents religion and then takes Jesus and get in a closet. And that's what governments are doing. He made dust of them. You know how fine dust is? That guy made dust out of these things and he don't even have a chainsaw or a wood chipper. Sawdust. Metal fragments. He went to town and strode. That's the first time and only time that word shows up. That means spread or scattered. He's got metal shavings. He's got wood dust or I just said it. Metal sawdust. Look what he does with it. And strode, scattered them upon the graves of them that sacrificed unto them. You want to sacrifice these gods? Here's the shavings. Here's the sawdust over your graves. And that would pollute the religion because he's defiled the dead. He's defiled the burial place, the ancient burial place. So not only is he attacking the gods, but he's attacking those that worship them, even if they're dead. He burnt the bones of the priests, that's not Levites. He burnt the bones of the priests upon their altars. The false priests. Bring me those bones. There's their altar. I'm going to defile their altar by burning their own priests upon that altar. Cremation is what he's doing. And that would defile their religion. And defiling the gods, he cleanses Judah and Jerusalem. You know what God said when he's looking up at heaven? I like that. You know what your modern liberal will say? Oh, look how cruel, look how rude. You shouldn't preach against other people's religion. What do you think Josiah is doing? What do you think God approves of? That God said, man, he did not turn to the right hand. He did not turn to the left hand. Everything that he done, I approve of. Good going. I like that. The liberal God and the modern church God today is not the God of the Bible. And so did he, the cities of Manasseh and Ephraim. We've seen that with Hezekiah, and Simeon and Naphtali. He's moving further. He's getting this revival going out further with their mattocks roundabout. That's a tool used for farming. He is using tools of farming, tools of the trade to do all this destroying. I can't imagine what he's doing to churn the sawdust and wood and metal shavings. But man, he's doing a thorough job. And when he had broken down the altars, plural, and the groves, plural, he had beaten the graven images into powder. You want to see something interesting? Exodus 32:20. You're going to want to see this. Exodus 32:20. Exodus 32:20. I don't know what if Josiah knew what we're going to read now, but Bible words are important. You can't change the words. I said Exodus 32:20. Oh, that's right, the page stuff. Oh, I got the page stuff here. All right, Exodus 32:20. Now watch this. And he took the calf, that's Aaron's calf, the golden calf that says eat more chicken, which they had made, and burnt it in the fire. Did you see what Josiah did? And ground it to powder. That's the first time the word powder shows up in the Bible. And we see over here the Holy Spirit said, write powder. He turned the items of religion and false worship to sawdust, the metal shadings, and to powder. That's what Moses did. And cut down all idols throughout all the land of Israel, and he returned to Jerusalem. He's a circuit preacher. He went all around the area. Tear it down. I want to see you tear that down. Yes, Josiah. Come to the next one. Let me at that one. Give me the tools. Next. I'm a little tired. You guys can do that one. Go to the next one. You want to take care of that? And that's what he's doing. And he's making sure Manasseh got rid of them. Okay. But they were able to be used again. Josiah's like, you ain't using it. You're not even going to find it anymore. You want to talk about ashes to ashes and dust to dust? There it is. Your God is been powdered. In Israel, and he returned to Jerusalem. Now, the 18th year of his reign, he's 26 years old. When he had purged the land, after he's finished purged the land, he's got rid of all the idols, images, everything. And the house, which would be the Lord's house. He sent Shaphan, the son of Azaliah, and Maaseiah, the governor of the city, and Joah, the son of Joaz, the recorder. This is probably the one recording what we're reading right now. Could be. Recorder is, all right, we got this, we got to write this down. Stock, write this down. Chronicles, polls, money, recorder. To repair the house of the Lord, his God. He looked at the house of the Lord right now, he says, you know what, that place ain't looking good. It is in disrepair totally. And when they came to Hilkiah, the high priest, that's the high priest in the time, they delivered the money that was brought into the house of God, which the Levites that kept the doors had gathered of the land of Manasseh and Ephraim. Manasseh and Ephraim is bringing money. I don't know if that chest is still there, but they're gathering money and they're turning it over to the high priest. And all the remnant of Israel, that's north. People in Israel are coming down south to get right with God. That's of interest. and all Judah, that's south, and Benjamin, that's south, and they returned to Jerusalem. And they put it in the hand of the workmen that had oversight of the house of the Lord. And they gave it to the workmen that wrought, that means work, in the house of the Lord, and repaired, amend, that's the first time that word shows up, the house. So the house of the Lord has been in disarray. Josiah says, clean up the gods and let's get the house right. Even to the artificers, those are people that do work, and builders, they do the work, gave they it to buy hewed stone and timber for couplings. That's the only time that word shows up. That's just where two pieces of lumber come together, I believe. And the floor of the houses, which the kings of Judah had destroyed. This temple has been destroyed, has been in disrepair. And the men did work faithfully. They didn't cut any corners, they didn't cheat, they didn't steal, they didn't lie. They did the work honestly. You can't find Christians do that today. And the overseers, the bosses, the foremen of them were Jahath and Obadiah. That's not Obadiah, the book Obadiah. The Levites, the sons of Merari, Levites, and the Levites, the sons of Merari, and Zechariah. That's not the Zechariah of the book. And Meshullam of the sons of the Kohites. Merari and Kohites were two of the three sons of the Levites. To set it forward, to get going, and other Levites, all that could skill the instruments of music, he's bringing back the temple music again. I guess it's been turned off. I guess the devil's been having his music. And they were over the bearers of burdens, the workers, and were overseers, the bosses, of all the wrought, that means to do, the work in any manner of service that needed to be done, and of the Levites, that were scribes and officers and porters, the doorkeepers. Now we're going to stop right there, because the next time we pick up, Lord willing, we're going to find something very important. God's going to reveal to Josiah of the great work you're going to do. We're going to find something very important. And this revival is going to get stronger.